Hey guys, and welcome to my short hardware and software review of the Zopo ZP980. So as you can see, I've got the phone right in front of me. It's still got its camera protector on. As you can tell, it's still got its front screen protector on as well. So let me just take this off. That feeling of taking off a fresh protector of a new phone. Tasty. It seems like it's actually got a screen protector pre-applied on it. That's how I was noticing actually a small air bubble at the side here, but upon closer inspection it actually does look like it has a screen protector pre-applied onto it. So that saves me the trouble of installing one. Interesting. Anyway, if you don't know already, this phone comes with a MediaTek MT6589T, which is the Turbo Edition. It runs at a 1.5 gigahertz instead of a 1.2. Cortex A7 processors, not too shabby, pretty fast. Powered by a PowerVR SGX 544 single-core GPU. And this is sort of similar to the ones used in the iPad, notably the iPad 3. As the iPad 3, although it had a 3-core version, we only have a 1-core, but that should still give us a good performance. So let's take a look around the corners. Alright, we've got a earphone jack here, 3.5mm. We've got the power button. It's slightly comes up. There's a little icon here which says power. We've got the micro USB at the bottom. We've got the microphone as well. Volume rocker on the left, and up the back we have logo and the 13.1 megapixel camera, together with a LED flash. Oh yes, another thing, we've got 2 gig of RAM in here and 32 gig of internal memory, as well as a Bluetooth 4.0, Wi-Fi, ABGN, the usual basics, Phone is pretty solid. This is actually my first Chinese phone, but as I can tell so far, it's quite solid. It's the back has sort of this matte-ish finish, which I actually quite like. Doesn't catch any fingerprints, as you can tell, and my fingers are pretty dirty right about now, as you can tell. Yeah, and the sides are made out of plastic. They have this sort of a metallic look, but I would have actually preferred it if they made it out of aluminum, because as I've read online, there is slight issue with the phone being able to be bent easily this way or that way, and I think an aluminum frame would have really helped them out with this. But you know what, beggars can't be choosers. Alright, we've got a speaker grill up front and the 3 megapixel front facing camera, and of course your rear speaker camera. Let's turn this boy on. Note that this is all on the fly, and if it doesn't power up, that means that I have no battery. Ah, there it is. Zopo. My camera is having difficulty trying to just adjust to the brightness of this thing. Zopo starting animation with really annoying music. Okay, it's turned on. Interesting. So let me just talk about the display just a little bit, and a little bit on the phone. Okay, so looking at the display right now, it is actually a really nice display. You may not notice this already, but this uses sort of OGS technology. So what that means is that the glass and the LCD panel are sort of on the same glass, so it looks sort of like everything is on the surface of the phone itself, and that's actually a really nice thing to have, especially if high-end mobile phones have this. But a lot of cheap Chinese mobile phones, they usually have this double layer, and leads to really thick phones as well. but it's nice to see this done by Zopo. I can actually tell that the display is actually really nice and crisp, really awesome. Let's see, what else is there? It looks really great. Performance, early on is good. I'm sorry if you can't see a lot of the quality on the video, but you just have to take my word for it then. The front buttons have a very, 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 very mild backlight. Alright, I'm saying mild because they do light up, but barely. You probably see it at night, but you don't expect it to see it in the day. Alright, let's go about phone. This is running Android 4.2.1. Alright. Maybe if my like room was darker, it probably would have recorded better, but hey, what can you do? So, I mean, performance is just great. This is really snappy. And I own a Galaxy Nexus, sorry, not Nexus, Note 2, and yeah, you've got 4.2.1, so you have this really nice pull down menu, which you probably do with two hands. There we go. So that's looks almost like a vanilla version of it. I could be wrong. Let me get the Wi-Fi connected, and ooh, pulling full signals as well from my thing. So oops, let me just get that out of the way. I don't want you knowing my password. Not that it matters. Alright, so I've got the Wi-Fi connected, and that connected really quickly. Let's see. I'm gonna try and get Antutu put up in here so that I can take a look at the specifications. Alright, give me a sec. Alrighty, I am back. Turns out my router did sorry, need a restart, and I turned the brightness down for the phone as well, so that you can actually see the details a little bit more clearly. I'm just gonna take it off auto and do that instead. So yeah, that way you can actually see what I'm doing, and things should be a bit more apparent. Now, I downloaded several apps to test out the device capability. One of them is Antutu, obviously, and I've already ran Antutu on this, so I got a 13686 score, which is not too bad. Here's a detailed score for those who may want to see it. I'm going into info. I'm going to pull up device info, system info. As you can tell, Zopo ZP980, made by Zopo, MT6589. It says 6589, but as you can tell from the CPU's frequency, it runs at a 1.5 GHz quad-core processor, 1920 by 1080 display with a 480 DPI. Sorry, that's DPI. The screen resolution is actually 441 PPI, if I'm not mistaken. Running a PowerVia SGX 544 single core. We've got 2 GB of RAM, and we've got it registers here as a 12.6 megapixel camera and an 8 megapixel front facing. So these are things we probably have to take a look at later. And yeah, we've got the total sizes for the memory to come up to about 32 gig. Alright, so what else do you want to know? Wi-Fi pickup. I'm actually testing this Wi-Fi pickup together with my Galaxy Note, and let me just pull my Galaxy Note, and you can get the sort of brief idea about signal strength in regards to what you should expect. So this is my Galaxy Note, and you can tell that this is the same access point, but I'm getting almost similar signal strength, so that's always good. Some of these Chinese phones have been known to get really crappy Wi-Fi pickup. This one's not the case, so this one's doing really well. In some instances, I even find that the Zopo gets, like right now, gets better signal pickup. So let's get back to it. Alrighty. What else are we looking at? Let's pump up Epic Citadel. And this should give you a brief idea on how capable is the GPU. Just let that start up. Come on. As you can tell, things are already running pretty damn smoothly. I'm not sure if it will translate very well into the video, but it looks very much like 60 frames per second right now. Not too bad. Let's actually run the benchmark mode. So you can take a look at the FPS down the back there. Ah, god damn it, I accidentally tapped it. You can take a look at the FPS down the bottom there. You're getting about 50 FPS. And I think this is actually something which I strangely noticed as well when running into when I was running Antutu as well, that there seems to almost be like an FPS cap of 50 or 51, and I'm not too sure what's going on, to be honest. Like 50 is almost the highest it would go. I mean, it's by no means, if you're actually using the phone, will it actually cause you any problems, but you know, it's just something strange which I noticed. So as you can tell, everything runs really smoothly. And bear in mind, this is a 1920 by 1080 display, so it's a pretty high resolution display, and we're getting pretty good frames per second here. Not even my Galaxy Note 2 can pull these sort of numbers at this resolution. The one thing you will notice though is that the god damn it, what am I saying? The Antutu benchmark for OpenGL 2.0 will get a bit choppy. Like when I was running it just now, I got about, I don't know, 6 to 10 frames per second. By no means is that's a very good benchmark score. So let me just wait for this to finish running instead of running my mouth non-stop here. There we go. An average of 45 where it dips in certain areas, but look at that. 45 frames per second, 1920 by 1080, high performance. That is commendable. Alright. So for those who are really much more worried about GPU, you know, we play games on our phones all the time in today's day and age. I've actually got a 3D Mark installed as well. And don't we all love 3D Mark? It's kind of semi-frozen. I am not too sure why. Oh no, it's just 3D Mark. Okay. So I'm not too sure why, but 3D Mark seems to be hating me right now. I could try to close the application and turn it back on again. Let's try that. Close everything else. Oh gosh. Looks like it was eating up quite a bit of RAM right there. Okay, let's try a fresh run. And there we go. It's sort of running. Okay, cool. We're getting somewhere. Let's run the Ice Storm first. And then we'll run Ice Storm Extreme. Alrighty, here we go. And let it load. Let me just see if I can pull this closer and let the camera refocus on this. There we go. Ignore my other phone. In case you can't see, this is about 15 to 20 frames per second. Doesn't seem to dip below 10. And bear in mind that pretty much benchmarks are really taxing. And when I say taxing, I mean that my Galaxy Note 2 absolutely struggles running some of these benchmarks. I mean, for a single core GPU, this is actually not a bad result. I mean, if I played a game and it gave me this kind of issues, well, I wouldn't be complaining much. That's what I'm saying. Sorry if I keep losing the focal point on my camera. Kaboom. And you can't blame it for running a low FPS as well. This kind of benchmark is similar to the kind of benchmark you'd see. Oh, it's a kind of similar benchmark you'd see running on really high-end devices. I am not too sure why it closed down. I'm wondering if it nah, it didn't save the score. That is sad. That is sad. Let me run a nice Storm Extreme instead. It was so close to completion as well. Such a shame. I mean, don't take it hard on the device. The device, you know, performs very capably. I'm thinking it's just one of the memory managements of the ROM, which Zopo has running, you know, as default, which kills it. I'm hoping I get a better score or detail with this one. Oh, this actually looks like it's running at full 1080p, in which, yes, my frames per second is dipping below 10. How I can tell, you know, the text down the bottom is tiny. That has to be 1080p, which means that it could have been 720 down before. Oh man. But the visuals. As you can tell, the speaker is pretty loud as well at full volume, so that's always good. I'm just hoping it finishes this benchmark. And you get a bit of comparative numbers. Okay, I'm not too sure why it went black. The phone is still turned on. It's just 3D mark that's blacked. It may be processing the results, or maybe 3D mark just doesn't work very well with this device so far. Could always be one or the other. You know what? Let's skip it. We already saw how fast it will run anyway. That should give you a brief idea, at least on what to expect on these results for sort of comparative purposes. You'd probably find better GPU performance on a Galaxy S4, obviously. A Note 2, my Note 2, will not pull high scores as high. Yeah, so, you know, this phone cost me about $330 US, and can't really complain. Look, it's a really slim phone. It's running close to stock Android here. Everything else, everything is really close to how a stock Android would run. You've got the lock screen that unlocks to the camera, and the camera is a well, if you are to believe Zopo with this, a 13.1, although it listed it as a 12.6. It does burst shots. I can turn on the flash, and it should burst shot with flash. And it goes up to 40 pictures. Pretty damn amazing. We've got settings. Come on, where's my settings at? Camera. Alright, so yeah, look. Camera records at 13 megapixels, so yeah, let's go with that. Let's take a look at the video, and obviously the video goes for a 1080p, although it doesn't really say anything. Electronic image stabilizer, I'm thinking it could be. Yep, it's an electronic image stabilizer, so that's always something to play with. And look, for a final one, let's see if I can get this to pop over to the front facing, and let's see if there's a settings for front facing so I can tell the detail. Picture size 8 megapixels, so so for the Antutu was half right and sort of half there. It was a 13 megapixel camera, and it is a 8 megapixel front facing camera. So there you have it. I'm not too sure what else I should run by here. It looks like someone played around with the phone beforehand. And yeah, alright, that's all. Cheers, guys.